Yeah, thank you. I just want to say first, all glory to God. Without him, I am nothing.
Power the shove, Neighbor Nation, we will see you on Saturday afternoon. Riley Meister gets the point.
Back into left field, say goodnight to that baseball.
This is another one. It's back-to-back jacks for KSU Tuscarawas. Needs a point, and it's alive. Hits and pushes it over. Unbelievable. We play on. It's blocked. We're tied. We're tied. Unbelievable.
It is win or go home time for KSU Tusk on the campus of Conotton Valley High School, live in Bowerston. This is college baseball on SmeeSports, brought to you in part by John G. Cloft Consulting. Hello, friends. Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon. A massive game today in the Valley. It's simple for KSU Tusk. Win, and you help your case to make the USCAA tournament. You lose, odds are your season will be done today. Two massive games today, senior night, and on top of that, you might play your final ever game of baseball today. A lot is on the line for KSU Tusk, and same with Wright State Lake. Two really good teams doing battle here in a really big setting, especially for the Golden Eagles. This is going to be their big game, the biggest game in program history for them, as you look at the past couple of years. Last year with 15 wins was their best ever season, and with that they had 24 losses. This year coming in at 24-16. This is far and away their best ever campaign. The first that will end with an above 500 record, and potentially the first that will end with a USCAA tournament bid. On the mound in game number one, it is going to be Bryson Kent getting the nod. The sophomore, or the freshman out of Tennessee. 37 innings of work so far, 44 runs, 25 of which were earned, 33 walks. On top of that, 45 punch-outs, averaging nearly 11 per inning, with a 6.08 ERA. For Kent, this will be appearance number 12 on the year, and game started at number 11. He has quickly become one of the best arms on this staff, along with Caden Castillo, as they have led this team into a new era of KSU Tusk baseball. And it has been a fun group to watch over the past year and a half to see how they have grown. And it all comes down to this. For the seniors, this will be the final time they get to play at home in their collegiate careers. Leading it off here for Wright State Lake, it is going to be Jaden Atkins. Atkins entering play today, a .283 average. Time locally at Conotton Valley High School, it is 1:58 p.m. And we are rocking and rolling with a first pitch strike. And for the first of many times today, there comes the first pitch strike chant from the KSU Tusk dugout. That is a mantra that they have really identified at so many different points of the season and has given them so many big wins this year. And Kent will double it up quickly, 0-2 on Atkins. After Atkins, it's Jordan and Bill this inning. Wright State Lake 17-17 on the year, looking to tip the scales above 500 before it's all said and done. And Atkins will help a liner into left field, and it's down in the corner. Atkins will cruise on over to second and is easily in. It's a leadoff standing double. Exactly what the doctor ordered for the sophomore and for the Lakers. 2 quick strikes and then a retaliation. Just looking at the replay, this ball was absolutely crushed for the moment it hit the barrel. Jaden Atkins, just perfect placement on that rip. And now that'll give Braden Jordan a chance to move him along. Jordan, a sophomore from Bluffton High School, a .282 average on the year with 6 doubles. As for Atkins, that was only his 3rd double of the season. And it comes at a big time in the final doubleheader of the campaign. And again, this one's up the middle this time and through into center field. Atkins will take the turn and score. It is a hot start for Wright State Lake. They take an early 1-0 lead. It is timely hitting for the visitors. This team comes in here with a chip on their shoulders. A 3.5-hour drive to get here. And all it takes is 4 pitches to take a lead. 2 strikes to begin. 2 swings follow. And so does 1 run. And now here comes Kyle Bill in a better spot than he even imagined he'd be in at this point in the game. But that'll definitely make the rest of this contest interesting. KSU Tusk, they have played from behind this season, but not too often at home. Kent this time will miss with a first pitch ball, his first of the day. From the moment that we got here at around 12 o'clock, this Wright State Lake team has been rowdy. They have been excited. They've been waiting for it today. And now that they know they can play spoiler, even more so. Runner goes here, bunt shown, the pitch is low. Bohannon's throw down to second is not there. Excellent backup from Salgado at second. But it's a 2-0 count, and run number 2 now stands in scoring position. Base running is going to be key today for the Lakers. If you run the bases well, force KSU Tusk to throw the ball across the yard a few times, you could easily steal a few runs. And right now, that is where they stand. Ken taking a long pause here, trying to keep a close eye. The 2-0 in the dirt and blocked by Bohannon. The dream start here, 3-0 counts. After Bill, it'll return to Heitkamp, the catcher. Already 1-0 courtesy of an RBI single from Braden Jordan, the right fielder. Kent's 3-0 is in the dirt. It is a 4-pitch walk. And to begin the game, the first 3 runners easily reach for the Lakers. Again, 2 strikes to begin for Bryson Kent. And then the next 6 pitches go away. 4 balls and 2 big swings, including an RBI single. Excellent efficiency so far. Again, coming on the road from as far away as they did. It's impressive to see what they're doing, especially in their final doubleheader of the season. Again, this one's just for pride. But 2 on, none down for Heitkamp. Bunt pulled back, Bohannon flings it in front, and it's an easy double steal. And once again, 2 runners now in scoring position. 7 pitches going away now from Kent. He needs a strike. That's the key. Of course, the last 2 strikes that he did throw were sent right back to where they came from. This one, no offer, hits the inside edge. Count now 1-1, still none down. And I'm sure for PSU Mount Alto, this start is exactly what they were hoping for, as that is a big battle to watch in the USCAA standings. This one ripped over towards short and over Walter, hitting off his glove, and that'll bring in run number 2. The Lakers an early 2-0 lead. Excellent efficiency from their hitting departments. And you'll see if they score that one a hit or not. They will score it in an error. But either way, that'll keep 2 Ducks on the pond and still none down. And you can hear them off to our side. That'll be an E6 on Owen Walter, the starting shortstop. Looking at the rest of the defensive set today for KSU Tusk, it's Kent on the mound, Bohannon behind the plate, Patchett at first, Salgado second, Walter short, Main third, Larson left, Campbell center, and Cam Schofield in right. First pitch missing wide for ball one. Jacob Barr, the DH, now steps in. I'm sure Levi Raspberry, the ace of this staff, very happy to see this result so far. Barr so far this year batting .215 with 2 home runs. And a swing and a miss on the low offering. But we will get a taste of Levi Raspberry, the sophomore from Ben Davis High School in Indiana, very soon. A strong hitter, but an even better pitcher. More on him in the bottom of the first inning once we get there. Kent's 1-1, wide. An extremely tough spot early on for KSU Tusk. Again, it just boils down to getting the first out of the day. Of course, you need out of this inning quickly, but you have to get out number 1 before you get the rest. You cannot go and get greedy right now down by 2. Kent's 2-1, fouled back. Count now even. After Barr will turn to jump the second baseman. So far, 4 batters up, and all 4 have reached safely. 2 runners on, both in a decent spot here. The 2-2 wide, and we are full. 1 more ball, and the bases would be loaded. And the question is, if they do, A, would you warm somebody else up? And B, who would it be? The wind as well starting to pick up here in Bowerston. This will be pitch number 17 of the inning. The payoff pitch, swing and a miss, 1 down. A big first out for Bryson Kent. He needed 1 to fall in his favor, and he got it. And now a double play gets you out of the inning. Jump will try and make sure that does not happen here as he hits .267 on the year, 10 RBIs as well. A base knock would potentially bring in number 11. First pitch will be a strike, and the throw down late from Bohannon. But I like to see his activity behind the plate, getting aggressive and doing what he does best, spying on the runners. For KSU Tusk to get out of this inning, of course, it'll take some strong defense, but at the same time, it'll have to take some really smart plays. And right now, the smart play is to simply keep doing what you are doing. It's quickly an 0-2 counts. 2 runners on, first and second, 1 down in the top of the first inning. Already 2-0 Lakers. Kent's 0-2, skied, and it is going to be playable off towards third. Maine underneath it, makes the grab for out number 2. And it's back-to-back outs for the KSU Tusk defense. Once again, that's why I reiterated how important it was to simply get the first out. You get 1, the rest fall into place. And looking at Larson, Schofield, and Bohannon, it would serve them well to only have to come up down by 2 in the bottom of the first inning against the Lakers ace. Now here comes Liam Musgrove as there is a first pitch strike again. I mean, to his credit so far, Bryson Kent has found the strike zone quite often. The only exception would be that 4-pitch walk to Kyle Bill. Beyond that, he has been living in the zone. Of course, Wright State Lake, they have been hitting it quite well. The 0-1, speaking of, this time a one-hopper to Salgado at second, and the side is retired. After allowing 2 quick runs, it is 1-2-3 for KSU Tusk's defense, keeping it at bay. Middle of 1 in Bowerston, 2-0, Wright State Lake on top. Cohen Larson leads things off in the bottom of the first inning for KSU Tusk, down 2-0 to Wright State Lake, as you are watching college baseball on SmeeSports. On the mound today for Wright State Lake, it is going to be Levi Raspberry, the sophomore. A great campaign for him so far this season. But his first pitch today will miss high for ball one. Entering play today, Raspberry through 34 2/3 innings work has allowed 11 runs, 9 of which were earned. On top of that, 7 walks, 21 punchouts, and a 2.34 ERA. Punt pulled back on the 1-0 for ball two. We heard the energy from Wright State Lake's dugout back in the top of the first, and I think now we're going to hear it a lot from KSU Tusks in the bottom of the inning. The 2-0 in there for strike one. This can easily become a very chirpy game on both sides. Once again, Wright State Lake looking to play spoiler. KSU Tusk looking to make it to the tournaments. But Raspberry, 2 excellent responses. Count now even 2-2 on Cohen Larson, the leadoff man. The Lakers looking for a quick first out. Larson, though, up the middle, perfectly in center field. It is a leadoff base knock for the left fielder. Both teams getting a quick jump on things with a leadoff base hit. And now that'll bring up Cam Schofield, the right fielder. Just based on how it feels today, the wind blowing out, beyond that, the heat, this ball is going to travel a lot more today than it would have yesterday or even on Friday. And with the exception of one swing from Gavin McLean, we really saw that on display at Ron Model. As well, it is worth noting that we do have the double bag down at first base again today. Of course, next year at the high school level in Ohio, that is going to be mandated. First pitch there for a strike. Wright State Lake, they do have that 2-run cushion, but of course they don't want to really eat into it too early on. Raspberry's 0-1 will miss high. Good activity behind the plate from Heitkamp, just trying to match the energy that we saw from Bohannon, who is now in the on-deck circle. But both catchers are going to be plenty active today, especially given the speed of Cohen Larson at first right now. The 1-1 swing, and hello, the bat is over the dugouts. I mean, that's far from a foul ball, but that has to count for something. I'm happy I'm on this side of the fence, and with that being said, right up against the fence. I feel a lot more safe here than I would over there. Kellis Delgado does love the launch angle. If the ball went that way, you wouldn't be too much in a bad spot, but that time, not so good. The 1-2, this time he holds onto the bat and fouls it off. So a slight improvement. I'm sure that's one he will not be living down anytime soon, no matter what he does here. He could hit a home run right now, and he would still be reminded of what just happened. That, though, is the nature of this team, a really tight-knit group who have really embraced each other and have bought into the system. The 1-2, again, fouled off. And it'll go off of the hitting net, I guess? The hitting contraption off to our left. Of course, after launching the bat, 2 good swings, both foul. Again, the 1-2, this time swing and a miss. There is out number 1 and strikeout number 1 today for Levi Raspberry. He is just going to continue doing that exact thing today, as there is strikeout number 22 on the season for the sophomore. And here comes Wyatt Bohannon. Bohannon has had an outstanding season so far for KSU Tusk. Of course, some early calls for potentially an All-American bid. But looking at where he sits right now, batting .271, the 6 home runs and 40 RBIs will definitely do him some help there. The question is, will it be enough? And if today he hits good enough to get up to around 300, that probably would be enough to at least get him an honorable mention like Jeremy Patchett was last year. Chopper, though, over towards short. It's 6, it's 4, and it is 3. The side is retired. A textbook double play by the Lakers, and the inning is over. Sparks, Jump, and Bill combine for the efforts. We'll watch it back on the replay. Bohannon just rolled over on a great pitch from Raspberry. He has a strong defense behind him, and he trusted him there, and it pays dividends just watching it back on the replay. That was always going to be a tough one to run out based on where it was, and in the end, they get Bohannon on the relay. End of one here at Conotton Valley High School. It is Wright State Lake up 2-0 on KSU Tusk. Today's broadcast is brought to you by John G. Cloft Consulting. Thank you to the Cloft and Bohannon families for helping to make today's telecast possible. To the top of the second inning we go on Senior Day at Conotton Valley High School. 2-0 your score. Wright State Lake on top over KSU Tuscarawas as you are watching college baseball on SmeeSports. Canton right back to work, finds a first pitch strike. That has been his strong suit today, a lot of early count strikes. But of course, we saw what happened last time where Wright State was able to catch up to it by the end of the at-bat and did plenty of damage. So far, 2 hits today, but those 2 runs crucial right now. And the defense showing no signs of letting up after giving up that leadoff single, a strikeout and a double play to get out of the bottom of the inning. Kent's 1-1, skips in. It is Roberto Mason at Zach Sparks, and Jaden Atkins, 8-9-1, due up this inning for the Lakers. Already up by 2, looking to increase the lead here. The 2-1 will hit him, and it's a leadoff hard 90 for the third baseman. That'll be the second free pass given up today, the first one via the hit by a pitch. You look at today, the box score, double, single, walk, error, and 3 outs in a row, hit by a pitch. 5 of the first 8 runners have successfully reached for the Lakers. It doesn't matter how many hits you get, as long as you can take advantage of the free pass, you can win so many ball games. We saw that with Alliance on Thursday. They had 12 total free passes, won the game by 11. And again, a first pitch strike from Bryson Kent. That Alliance example really just shows you how important it is to get those strikes and just avoid by any means necessary those free passes. It's never a gimme, it's never a guarantee, but if you can limit them, you're in a good spot. The 0-1 will just miss inside. Zach Sparks, the shortstop, a 183 average so far this year, a double, a triple, and 8 RBIs, but his key stat, 10 stolen bases. So if he gets on, he will be very active for the Lakers. And of course, right now with a runner in front of him, if he can put him at third, that'll allow him to work with a first and third, and given that speed, it shouldn't be too difficult of a task to bring him along to seconds. Kent's 1-1 in the dirt. Could take that time from Sparks. And of course, we look at the top of the order with Atkins, who has the game's lone extra base hits. It came on an 0-2 pitch. Kent just got too aggressive and in the end gave him something very good to swing at. And right now the issue, overcommitting with the follow through. The last couple of pitches missing low, it's just too much of a carry. He's releasing the ball too late, and that is his big issue right now for Bohannon. Change the setup a little bit, set up a little taller. You're in a better spot to get the job done. And this time he will. The 3-1, a chopper over towards third. Maine gets it on the run. His throw to one is there. An excellent throw from Braden Maine for out number 1. Far from an easy play for the third baseman, but a seasoned vet with KSU Tusk gets the job done. And now that'll bring us back to the top of the order. But that out is exactly what KSU Tusk needed after another leadoff man reached. So Atkins so far today, a double to his name, and ended up coming around to be the game's first run. With one down here, a runner in scoring position this time around, a chance to do it again. And he will take a first pitch ball inside. Already 32 pitches today for Bryson Kent. And he is through an inning and a third. But that pitch count is continually shooting up. And as things stand, not in a spot to get out of this. 2-0 the counts. After Atkins, it's Jordan and then Bill. A lot of very capable hitters. Again, the free passes. That is what is going to kill KSU Tusk at this rate. Kent's 2-0 in there for strike 1. On top of that, the pitch count. He already had a game earlier this week on Thursday, a doubleheader win. Of course, getting the mercy in the third against Williamson in game number 2 was huge. But you go to today, if you have to use too many pitchers in game number 1, game 2 could become shaky. And of course, with playoff implications on the line, you have to try and at least win one game, if not both. And as long as Mount Alto gets the win and gets the automatic bid out of the PSAC, then you're in an okay spot to get in. But of course, that is far from a guarantee. They have to win the game they're currently in and then win game number 2 after it. Kent's 3-1 is in the dirt for ball 4. It'll be his second walk surrender today and his third free pass. Again, we keep reiterating that point of just how important it is to keep runners off the bases. The first time through, the first 4 guys, and then the bottom 2 technically got on, but because of the replacement, bottom 1. So 5, now 6 runners have actively reached without sacrificing another. And it looks like now Ashcraft is going to go and get warm in the bullpen for KSU Tusk. But this is a crucial spot for the Golden Eagles. They know how much is on the line, and I'm sure the right side of the infield and Caleb Salgado and Jeremy Patchett feel it in a special way as this is their final home game. And depending on how today goes, this will be their final collegiate appearance. However, both guys will be heading out to Nebraska to play pro ball, so this is not the end of the line for them, but there is just something special while playing college ball. And of course, with finals being done very soon, you're in a spot that you just really understand it's all coming to a close. And it looks like Ashcraft is kind of out there to babysit, so to speak. It is Brenton Billman getting warm, which is what I would say the best decision would be right now. A 1 count on Jordan. And he will rip this one into center field, and it is down past the center fielder, Campbell. They will send Mayo sent home along with Atkins. Both will score. It is a 2 RBI triple for Braden Jordan. And the floodgates continue to open for the Lakers. Now 4-0. And they just continue to smoke the ball. Free passes and then the swing of swings. 4 runs on 3 hits. They have been very efficient today. But Masonette, along with Atkins, come around easily. I get why you dive for that one. I really do. But that's one you have to let drop in front of you and block it. This one threw into center field. Make it 5-0. An RBI single this time for Kyle Bill. A 3-run inning so far. And it just continues to show how impressive their hitting is. The efficiency is here. Time is now called. And Billman will be coming on. Time now for the call to the bullpen. Top of the 2nd inning. How about the Lakers playing like their LA counterparts in style, up by 5 on SmeeSports. Brenton Billman is warmed up and ready to go in the top of the second inning, and his first pitch of senior day is a strike. Of course, Coach Morozek wanted to save him for later on today, but the moment called for Billman, and he needs to step up in his final collegiate home game. That pitch nearly got away from Bohannon, but a solid block. For those just tuning in, to recap the scoring so far, an RBI single for Braden Jordan, an RBI error for Heitkamp, the catcher, a 2 RBI triple for Braden Jordan, the right fielder, and an RBI single for Kyle Bill gets the damage done. And now this time he will go Bohannon, a laser down but wrong side of the bag. Counts it at 2-1, and now a runner in scoring position. But just looking at how that one went, Ken got up to nearly 40 pitches in an inning and a third. And as I mentioned, that really does play the hand of the pitching staff. The 2-1 misses high for ball 3. Whatever it is, Wright State Lake just has their number right now. They have looked outstanding offensively. The 3-1 is rocketed into left field, could get down in foul territory, and it is going to drop foul. That one kind of, not really kind of, it is out of our view. There was really no chance that ball was going to come back fair. But a full count on Heitkamp, the catcher, who again had an RBI error his last time up. Could be called a base hit. I would say if this was a home scoreboard, it would be a base hit, just depending on who is scoring it. And there is strike 3 looking for out number 2. Billman comes in and strikes out the first batter he sees. That is huge for this KSU Tusk defense. And now that'll bring up Jacob Barr, the DH. In the bottom of the inning, it's Campbell, Patchett, and Maine. 4, 5, and 6 due up for the Lakers, or rather for KSU Tusk. And the first pitch will bounce. And Bohannon thought about the throwdown. Right now, Billman and Bohannon just trying to find some rhythm together. And that's the key as things sit. They need rhythm. The 1-0 hard grounder over towards second. It's Salgado, and the inning is over. So Salgado goes back-to-back innings with the final put out to get the Golden Eagles out of the jam. Still a 3 spot for Wright State Lake, courtesy of some timely hitting and some free passes. Middle of 2 at Conotton Valley High School. It is the visitors up 5-0 on SmeeSports. Today's broadcast is brought to you by John G. Cloft Consulting. Thank you to the Cloft and Bohannon families for helping to make today's telecast possible. Bottom of the second inning at Conotton Valley High School, 5-0 Wright State Lake on top of KSU Tusk as you are watching college baseball on SmeeSports. Raspberry right back to work with a first pitch strike. 4, 5, and 6 this inning for the Golden Eagles. Campbell, Patchett, and Maine. Campbell swings and misses on the 0-1. Levi Raspberry continuing to dial it up for the defense. After a leadoff base knock last inning, they have really settled in nicely. And a chance for Raspberry's second K of the day. Instead, Campbell, a good rip over towards third, bobbled. The throw, not in time, he beats it out. Excellent hustle down the line by the senior. And that'll bring up Jeremy Patchett. We know what his swing can do. An honorable mention All-American last season for the Golden Eagles. And they will call that one an infield base knock for Caleb Campbell. Of course, one of those that comes up has a 50-50 error depending on who is scoring it. I think, again, if roles were reversed, if this game was at Wright State Lake, that would be an error. But Jeremy Patchett so far this year, a .284 average, 5 doubles, 4 home runs, 35 RBIs. And just given what is at stake here, he needs to get another big swing. And so far in 2 years at KSU Tusk, he does have 7 home runs. The 1-0 fouled back, but he is on it. And once again, for his sake, playing in his final ever home collegiate series. If they do make the tournament, most likely it'll be as the 7, 8, 9, or 10 seed, and that'll mean play-in time in round 1. That'll be on the road. Patchett skies this one on the infield over towards second. And Jump will make the grab for out number 1. A nice job by Raspberry, just understanding what to throw there. Trusting his defense. That is going to be the key for him. He is a contact pitcher by trade. If you know how to jam up a hitter, make them hit the ball exactly where you want them to, you can really operate well as a pitcher, especially on the road. And again, after a 3.5-hour bus ride here. This was not an easy road trip for this team by any stretch. Campbell breaks here. The pitch is a strike. The throw down is just a hair late. And Caleb Campbell will take his base. That's exactly what you want to see on senior night, getting a big play. I think all 4 of the seniors want to make some lasting impact in their final home series of their career. Counts it at 0-1 on Braden Main, the third baseman. And Main takes strike 2. In the on-deck circle, it is Monard. And of course, Monard has really been putting it together as of late. And we'll look to do it again here. 2 strikes on Main. And he will take ball 1. A nice block, though, behind the plate. Heidkamp doing what he can to keep that one close. And with a 5-0 lead, if you make a mistake here, it is not the end of the world, but the Lakers are still trying to play as clean as possible. Main thought about the 1-2, but holds up in the end. Those are going to be the key plays. Right now, being out hit by 2, outscored by 5, every single pitch is a battle. And you need to make sure that you end up on the right side of history with each one if possible. The 2-2 off the plate, and we are full. And that's exactly why, even if he does not reach here, that's an extra pitch, and now here comes a second extra pitch that you wouldn't have seen if he didn't have that discipline. And just like a lot of aces, your best bet to beat them is to make sure they exit the game early. The payoff pitch, it's fouled and caught. An excellent snag by Heidkamp for out number 2. And that'll give Raspberry his second punch out of the day. Speaking of the little things, there it is on display. That tip back, you always have to secure it with everything you have. And Heidkamp did just that for the Lakers. Campbell still at second base. KSU Tusk needs to drive him in here, especially given the momentum that this offense has. If you let them come back up, still up by 5, they are going to continue to pile on the runs. And that's what they want to do today. Their season is going to be done after this doubleheader. They want to go out here and play spoiler. Campbell will break again on the 1-0. The pitch is wide. The throwdown not in time. So 2 stolen bases on the same at-bats. And it looks like after all they will call it a strike. So a 1-1 count, but Monard, a base hit now, scores a run for sure. After Jackson monitored it, will turn over to Caleb Salgado. Raspberries 1-1, just misses. I don't really think that had anywhere else to miss. It was pretty much in the zone, but maybe a hair out of it. But a really, really close offering from Raspberry. His 2-1, swing and a miss. Count out 2-2. So full deuces on Monard. In the top of the third for Wright State, it is going to be Jump, Musgrove, and Masonette. 6, 7, and 8 are due up. Here's the 2-2. It is left high. Count now full on Jackson Monitor, the Manchester High School alum and Penn State Fayette transfer. Had a grand slam earlier this week, his first home run with KSU Tusk. The payoff pitch, it is wide for ball 4, and Monard will take his base. First free pass surrendered today by Levi Raspberry. And now that'll bring up Caleb Salgado. A first and third in place here. We could see Monard in motion. And of course the question is, do you want to try and throw down and get him, albeit at the cost of a run? Or do you go out here and let him take his base and trust that your defense gets out of the inning without allowing 2 runs then to score? Or Salgado plays a hit and run, and that can work out too. And I think based on that offering, they want to keep him as honest as they can over at first. If they can just get a bunch of pitches in without him running, that would be the dream scenario, but most likely he is going to break here. He won't this time, actually. And the pitch is wide for ball 1. Of course, this is a very tactical point for KSU Tulsa. You cannot make your last out going to second base and take away an opportunity for Campbell to come around and score. But you also need to try to create something, and that might, but instead, it is directly to the center fielder, and the inning is over. Musgrove plays it perfectly to retire the side. Runners at the corner stranded for KSU Tusk with no damage done in the second. Off to the third we go. It's the Lakers up 5 on SmeeSports. Jack Jump steps in to lead things off in the top of the third inning for Wright State Lake. 5-0 your score. A big lead early on for the visitors as you are watching college baseball on SmeeSports. Again, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon live from Conotton Valley High School. A good start to the inning for Brenton Billman, who came in for Bryson Kent in the middle of the top of the second inning. And this will be his first full inning of work. Of course, depending on how it goes, it could be a long outing for him. Was a starter last year, now in a relief capacity. But we saw it against Shenango with that series going the way it did, that he had to come out there and pitch nearly 100 pitches in relief, as that game ended up going 4.5 hours, and for those keeping score, to 16 innings. Count now 2-2, as it's a good response from Billman. After Jump, it's Musgrove and Mason at this inning, so 6, 7, and 8. And we will have a full count to get things going. If KSU Tusk can get out of this inning with no damage allowed, that would be huge for them. But the payoff pitch, it is clobbered foul down the left field line. So we will do it again. We have seen that kind of pop today from the Lakers. From a pure swing standpoint, these have been some of the cleanest that we have seen all season. Again, the payoff pitch lobbed in, and it's there for strike 3 looking. 1 up, 1 down. And it's exactly what the doctor ordered for Brenton Billman. So his second strikeout today, and both are looking. And I believe both were on the same spot. Just on that inside edge, barely hitting it. And that'll bring up Liam Musgrove, who, speaking of hitting, he gets hits. And that'll give the Lakers a base runner with one down. But that strikeout makes it to the point where this is the first inning they will have to operate today without the leadoff man aboard. Of course, they do get one on with one away, but it's a different scenario. Starting with the leadoff man on, it opens up the offense and it takes a lot of pressure off of your batters. But maybe no pressure here. This one is sent into deep center field. Campbell is going to be there, and it's going to be called off and caught by Larson. The runner, though, will tag up to second, and he is able to get there. I mean, that ball nearly had enough behind it to sneak out of here, or just based on the way it was played, nearly cause a collision. It'll be a long fly out, but still, you move the runner along. It's a productive out, and a chance for Sparks, if not him, Atkins, to bring in run number 6. It just depends if they do get back to the top of the order or not here, or if Sparks can bring him in by himself. That's a good take for ball 1. But top of 3, 5-0 your score. It was timely hitting to begin the game, and since then it has been strong hitting all the way around, assisted, of course, by a few free passes. Runner goes on the 1-0. The pitch is in the dirt. Bohannon's throw down is not in time. Got an easy stolen base that time around. And Musgrove is now 90 feet away from coming around to be the 6th scorer today. And again, the run rule is 10 after 5. Wright State Lake has to be thinking about it here. The 2-0 hits them. It is the second hard 90 of the inning, and that'll bring up Jaden Atkins, who already is 1 for 1 today and has reached both times. This game is eerily similar to Thursday at Minerva. It's the same thing. It's the free passes. The hits are here, of course, and I would say, with the exception of the home run from Bo Davis, there is more power today, but the free passes are just as killer. To count them out so far, walk, hit by a pitch, walk, so 3 right there, and 2 hit by pitches. We're at 5. And if you count an error, 6 free passes. This ball, a rocket into center field. Campbell, though, is there, and the inning is over. Despite the free passes this time around, Campbell is able to get the Golden Eagles out of the inning with no damage being done by the Lakers. To the bottom of the 3rd we go. The Golden Eagles looking for some offensive rhythm when we return to Bowerston. Today's broadcast is brought to you by John G. Clough Consulting. Thank you to the Clough Danbo fan and families for helping to make today's telecast possible. Welcome back to Conotton Valley High School in Bowerston. Bottom of 3, 5-0 your score. Wright State Lake, a dominant start to senior day. But of course, it is senior day in the sense that they are trying to play spoiler during it. And so far during this villainous era, they have played it quite well. A big reason why is their defense. Raspberry so far today does have 2 strikeouts, has allowed 2 base hits, but beyond that, a double play from his defense, along with some great defense, has gotten him out of some innings, but it's a leadoff base knock for Owen Walter. All 3 base hits so far today for KSU Tusk have come in the leadoff spot, and all 3 have been base knocks, but that'll bring us back to the top of the order with Cohen Larson, who is 1 for 1 today. Again, Levi Raspberry is a contact pitcher. If a team can dial in and figure out how to hit against him, that is when the game can really go in their favor, and the wheels would then fall off for Wright State Lake. And of course, they have played so many higher scoring games this year. They are very similar to how Bryant and Stratton College plays, which again, depending on how today's games go, we could be seeing again on Thursday at Ron Model. And that NJCAA Round 1 series will be the end of our college baseball coverage this year. Looking forward to Thursday and potentially Friday. But it is hard to believe that the college season is almost over. For us, really 2 months of it. We have March and April, and then some fall into May, but not too many. The 2-0 there for strike one at the top of the zone. And of course, for Wright State Lake, this becomes the time of the year where Wright State proper becomes a team they really support, as last year they got put on the map by beating Vanderbilt. The pitch is in the zone for a strike. Throw down is late and into center field, but Walter will stay put. Now he thought about it again on the bobble. But still a stolen base for Owen Walter. Puts him in scoring position. Counts 2-2, but a prime spot for Cohen Larson to move him along. And time is now called. And it looks like this one is being initiated by Bill over at first base. It's not too often that you see a first baseman call a powwow on the mound. But from a leadership standpoint, he has been one of those guys stepping up today. This whole team has stepped up today. And again, as long as it's true, we'll keep reiterating the point that these guys traveled 3.5 hours to play today. This is not a 4-game series. This isn't your luxury trip that you would see in the majors Friday through Sunday. This is a one-off USCAA game with final season in full effect, 3.5 hours away from your home. It's incredible. The 2-2 fouled back. And of course, on my end, my finals, except for a project, are done. But if I had to go and study for the ones I had while going and playing in road trips like this, it would not be easy. So I give these young men all the credit in the world. The 2-2, Larson, a pop over towards first. Bill is there for out number 1. I don't know what he told him, but clearly it worked out. That's just one of those weird ones that worked in his favor. He called the powwow, and he gets the out. And now here comes Cam Schofield, who struck out his first time up. It's still the battle to go and hit Levi Raspberry. 3 hits today, but no runs. That's the key statistic. If you look at the hits once again, Wright State only has 1 more in comparison to KSU. The free passes. That really tells the story. And that's why this game is so familiar from Thursday. It was the same exact game script, except for the extra hits for KSU. And that gives them a chance to come back and win this game, which this team we have seen score 28 runs in 1 game. And that was in 5 innings. And of course, with the wind blowing out to center field, that did help. But still, they can compete. The 1-1, swing and a miss. That time, Raspberry just blew it right by. But he has been a key piece, maybe not the most innings used this year for the Lakers, but whenever he has pitched, he has been on point. The 1-2, fouled away. And I'm not too surprised that they saved him for this game. I'm not too surprised that they were bringing their best. If you can go out there and say you're the team that ruined their chance of making it to the playoffs, you'll wear that as a badge of honor. The 1-2, a good rope up the middle, off the mound, and 2 short. The throw to 1 is in time for out number 2. An awkward hop, but Sparks played it perfectly at shorts. And now here comes Wyatt Bohannon. The opening run today for the Golden Eagles, 90 feet away. But of course, number 2 might be almost 400 feet away, but in his mind, not too far away. 6 home runs, 40 RBIs this year. We've talked about it already. If he wants to solidify his case to potentially be a USCAA, even honorable mention All-American, it has to come right here. And he will see a first pitch strike. But when he sees a home run pitch, he does not waste his opportunity. And we have seen that time and time again this year. And in the same inning the last time we were here for Fayette. And he thought about it that time, and the glide enough to get the call. Quickly 0-2 on Bohannon, and it is protect time. Levi Raspberry looking to get out of the inning with no damage allowed. Grounder from Bohannon over towards short. It has to be Sparks again, and his throw is in time, and indeed, no damage will be done. Raspberry has trusted his defense every bit of the way today, and again, they come up with a stop. To the fourth we go. Score remains 5-0. After getting blanked last inning, Wright State looks for a response in the top of the fourth inning. As we return to Conotton Valley High School, you are watching college baseball on SmeeSports. Again, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon. Jordan, the first pitch he sees, foul down the left field line. Already 2 for 2 today with 3 RBIs. An RBI single and a 2 RBI triple. After Jordan, it goes to Bill, then Heitkamp. The heart of the order, 2, 3, and 4 for the Lakers. The 0-1 tipped foul. A light tip, but still enough to get the call. And he now has to go into defense mode. Billman 2 strikeouts today, both on the inner portion of the strike zone. I would expect him to go there again. Instead goes over the plate, and it is fouled off. I'm really surprised to not see him just continue that script. Of course, it becomes predictable to an extent, but they have not offered yet today, and we don't know if they can hit that pitch. That's one of those really tough pitches that he would have to open up completely to get to. And again, it's over the plate and skied over towards first this time. Patchett is underneath it, and he will snag it for out number 1. And it's back-to-back innings with the leadoff man retired for the Lakers. Didn't go that exact pitch for the punch-out, but still got the job done. And if Jordan just kept hitting the way that he was, and if he would have reached 3-3, I mean, not saying cycle watch, or I'm not saying he's just going to keep doing it, but most likely he would have. And now Bill will step in and face ball 1 out wide. Bill so far today has reached twice with an RBI single his last time up. And his first time was a walk. The 1-0, a good rope into right field and down. But the throw to 1, it's in time, they got him! What a throw from Schofield for out number 2. It's not every day you see an out like that. How they got him, I don't know. And now it looks like they are going to appeal it, but I think they got him pretty clean. Oh, wow. It was not even close. I mean, that throw beat him by a step or 2. I was just going to say it's impressive he got a base hit given the shift as Salgado was playing pseudo right field. But he was clearly out. I give all the credit in the world as well to Jeremy Patchett for even trying it. Most guys, they would just get to work and say, hey, he has first base. He might take 2. No. And yep, he's out. I was about to say, there's no way they could reverse it. Again? You don't have to understand it, but there's the play. Could that be the momentum builder that this team has been waiting for? Easily could be. 2 up, 2 down now as here comes Heitkamp. And I can't believe I am writing down grounder to right field in my stat sheet. That should not be possible. Yet it is. The 1-0 that time hits the bottom of the strike zone. KSU Tusk putting it together now. In the bottom of the inning, they will bring up Campbell, Patchett, and Main, 4, 5, and 6. The 1-1 fouled back. And Billman is now a strike away from getting out of the inning. Time locally 2:57. So we are about an hour into game number 1. Wright State Lake still up by 5. And the 1-2 will miss low. And just to put it in perspective, with this pitch, Billman will match the pitch count of Kent from the first inning alone. And he has pitched a lot more than that. The 2-2, swing and a miss, this side is retired. On senior day, it's a 1-2-3 defensive stand for Brenton Billman and KSU Tusk. To the bottom of the 4th inning we go. Is this going to be a rejuvenated group? We will find out with 4, 5, and 6 due up. Today's broadcast is brought to you by John G. Clough Consulting. Thank you to the Clough and Bohannon families for helping to make today's telecast possible. Bottom of the 4th inning, KSU Tusk finding their stride after a 1-2-3 defensive inning in the top of the 4th. If they are to fight their way back into game number 1, it has to come now as well. Final score, Mount Alto did get the win in game number 1, 4-2. So it's a winner-take-all championship game. The reason why Mount Alto has to win is it looks like that auto bid would be taken away from the other team they're playing, which helps out KSU Tusk a lot. Of course, the top 10 teams make it. It is a committee decision. It's not just, hey, these are the top 10 teams. This is who is going to make it based on the standings, which, of course, some divisions have that, and that would incentivize playing upwards of 50 games in a season. Gamble on the 1-1 foul down, and a nice block in the coaching box at third. We'll take it. But it is a committee decision tomorrow at 12. And I get why, but for the guys on the fringe to play today or yesterday or whenever they play the last game and not know if they're making the tournament, I hate that. You want to go out on your own terms. The 1-2, Campbell, a good rope, and down at third, just out of the third baseman, Masonette's glove. And he wants to go to 2. Now on a rundown, going back to 1. Now back to 2 he goes. And here comes the fun. He will juke out of the way, but not enough. It'll be a single, but it will be an out. He's 2 for 2, but at what cost? Got too greedy that time around, and I get why. At the same time, you just need to take it station to station, especially with a powerful hitter coming up next. And you can tell Campbell frustrated heading back to the dugout. And now Jeremy Patchett will have his chance. They haven't put it on the board, but that should be hit number 4 today for KSU Tusk. And patching a rope into right center field, and it is going to be caught for out number 2. Had the line, but Musgrove caught up to it with ease. That's the power he brings to the table. The ball, though, it has been launching today, making it easy for Musgrove to play that one. And that'll bring up Braden Main. As well, pitch count-wise, Levi Raspberry doing a nice job. 53 pitches so far. He's over halfway to getting out of here. And it just depends on where you want to cap him of how many pitches he will throw. But given his success today, if he keeps this at 5-0 or if the offense makes it more than 5-0, he will stay on and try to go for the complete game. The 0-1 is there, now 0-2. But for Levi Raspberry this season, he does have 3 complete games. That is the most on this roster. He wants another. The 0-2, it's high. Billman already has the one back-to-back-to-back inning. Raspberry wants his here. Main, foul, and this time caught cleanly in the coaching box. And I think the dugout of Wright State just turned to their coach and said, this is what we want to see from you. I don't blame them. You have an All-American coach in the third base box. Give him the gold glove. Again, the 1-2. Main fouls it off, this time towards the road. We've talked about this setup so many times. We're kind of in a sloped area. Above us is a road, and with it some livestock. But you know what? It's farm country. We love it. And the 0-2 is in the dirt. Count now 1-2. But definitely a very, very nice area. And now they have 2-2. Either way, Maine puts it over towards short. Again, it sparks. And the one hop is true. An excellent pick from Bill, and the side is retired. Both teams go 1, 2, 3 in the 4th. To the 5th we go. Score remains 5-0. To the 5th inning we go at Conotton Valley High School for game number 1 of the day. 5-0 your score, Wright State Lake on top. As you are watching college baseball on SmeeSports. Again, going to the hit category. They have 3 on the board for KSU Tusk. I have 4 because Campbell's hit. It'll go down as a single. He touched. He tried going for an extra base. That does constitute a base hit. He just got caught out going for second base. If that is accurate, they each have 4 hits. The difference, 5 runs for Lake. None for Tusk. Dolman's 2-0, wave and a miss. He has come on and nailed things down quite nicely. Hasn't allowed a run yet today, and has 3 strikeouts so far. And at 35 pitches is in a really good spot to just continue doing his thing. This one hit down the line, foul and left. Count out 2-2. And I'm really surprised that he did not get the nod to start on senior day. Really hasn't started this season, but was a starter last year. And when he does start, he is a really tough arm to break down. The 2-2 will miss, and we are full. It is Barr, Jump, and Musgrove, 5, 6, and 7 due up this inning. And you're looking at that 7th spot. Musgrove having a great day defensively in center. The payoff pitch, hard up the middle, just past Billman. A beautiful snag from Walter. The throw, just in time, and a magnificent stretch from Jeremy Patchett. He is one heck of an athletic first baseman for KSU Tusk. They are going to miss him next year. You talk about his impact. He is up there with Vinny Gallagher of Tri-C for being a true all-around defensive first baseman. You hear defensive catcher, defensive pitcher, yes. First baseman, not so much. Going back to my time playing baseball, I played both first and catcher. I would say on those one-hoppers, you have to play it like a catcher. However, like a catcher playing cricket as it one-hops in. That's the only caveat, but you have to block it. You have to keep it in front of you. If it's going to go wide, knock it down. It's a tough thing to do, but if that ball is low, you have to imagine yourself behind the plate, and something I told myself is, if this ball gets beyond me, it's a free base on my watch. And it worked a lot of the time. But Patchett, don't know if he caught back in the day, but he has the tendencies. The 0-2 flown in a shallow left center field. Owen Walter is underneath it, and he will make the grab for out number 2. So far, it is the Owen Walter inning. He has both putouts. I always love to see an inning go to just one kid. We saw it with Minerva on Tuesday, and Parker Link is one of our guys. Just happens in such a weird way where every single ball is hit to that same spot. Short, one of the more common ones. Musgrove faked the bunt as he pulls it back. For Billman, so far, after a hard 90 to Sparks the last time he saw him, it has been 6 up, 6 down. This third go-around has gone quite well for him. Now you go and look at KSU Tusk's side. You do have that one hit in there, but they still took him off the bases, throwing him out, going to second. So with that in mind, it's pretty much the same exact thing during their second go-around. But Billman at risk of losing him here, a 3-0 count. 5 free passes, which does include hard 90s today. And then beyond that as well, an error. And this will be the 6th natural free pass today. And a 7th if you do include the error. Again, the big difference. And now here comes Masonette. A hard 90 and a flyout so far today. And of course, they did come around to score on that 2 RBI triple from Jordan back in the second. And that was all the insurance they needed, really. Runner goes here, and he gets hit. So it's back-to-back free passes. The second time he has been hit today. So counting the hit by pitches, 1 the first go-around, 2 the second, and 1 the third. 5 there, 2 walks, 7 free passes naturally. And then again, you add the error. 8 free passes in 4 2/3 innings. That's your issue today. You eliminate the free passes, you make them go to work, you make them either get a hit or make them strike out. This is a different game. But of course, as long as there is a goose egg in the run column, it's not going to matter. But this team, they have rallied before, they can do it again. But right now, priority number 1, do not allow Sparks to do anything here. And by all means, do not give it back to Atkins at the top. Billman, he will throw back to second first, but not in time. And I'm sure in the on-deck circle, Atkins is excited for the opportunity. 1 for 2 today with a double to lead off the game. He wants to go up there again and continue to do his thing. It's crazy to think that we've only seen 8 hits. Again, throwback, this one more competitive. Of course, this is a timing play, but what KSU Tusk has is a second baseman who used to catch. And I'm sure Bohannon is communicating, which I would assume he is in some capacity, down to Billman and to Salgado. You have 2 guys who have caught same wavelength with a pitcher who knows what he's doing. It can help you out. Runner goes here. It's a delayed steal on the back end of it, too. And that'll put 2 runners in scoring position. Based on the setup, that was the natural play. 9 times out of 10, if that first runner breaks with 2 on, you are going to see him. You're going to see him go down and follow on the delay. And they're saying he didn't swing, so a 1-0 counts. I think somebody from the dugout said he did, and I heard nuh-uh from Wright State Lake. I mean, they're having fun. They're letting them know. The 1-0 hits them. It is back-to-back-to-back free passes. And the bases are loaded for Atkins. Once again, this is one of the guys you don't want to have the bases loaded for. And oh, by the way, Braden Jordan's in the on-deck circle, and you don't want to see him here either. I'm sure he wants to see himself in the batter's box, but KSU Tusk not so much. This is the meat and potatoes of your order coming up. Atkins, an extra base hit. Jordan, 3 RBIs today. Then Bill, an RBI single. You're in the danger zone, essentially, at this point, where if one thing gets away from you, that run rule all of a sudden becomes possible again. But, of course, 2 down, that's the big caveat here. It's not bases loaded, none down. You have no room for error. And same with KSU Tusk. There's plenty of power at this point. Just take care of business and get your offense back up. Atkins yet to hit a home run this year, just to put that out there for him, but does have a triple and has 2 doubles. But he has hit the ball quite nicely today. Jordan, 6 doubles. That was his first triple of the season, and does have a home run. And again, based on the way the wind is blowing, which I think it's blowing out, at least partially, if you can get this one into left center, based on the way it's blowing, you could have enough behind it to sneak out of here. I would say based on what I'm feeling, it's going to go out towards left center. Again, if you're going to hug the line, it's probably going to be pushed foul. So just kind of a little early. I'm not saying swing way too early and hit this ball over your own dugout and over the fence at the softball complex, but try to aim for left center field. With the wind, that's your best bet at going yard, or do what any disciplined hitter would do here. Put it where the defense is not, to let your runners do the rest. And just based on this setup, if this is going to stay the way it is, we'll flip back to camera 1 real quick here. Look down the line. That's a wide open corner. He could move, but if Atkins puts it in that corner, my money's on 2 to 3 runs, probably 3 runs scoring. Put it where it's not. It's 2 opposite ends. If you put it in the right spot either way, you're going to do some damage. At the same time, until you see a strike, I wouldn't swing. Unless this ball is right down Broadway and you know for a fact you can hit the ball well and away from the defense, you don't swing until you see a strike. The 1-0, low for ball 2. And if you don't, you walk in a run and Mr. Jordan has a chance to go and hit a grand slam. Of course, player of the game is announced after the game, but if he does go yard, there's no guesswork at that point. Already 3 RBIs today, as he has had one heck of a day. Made a joke that if he could go to Mount Union, he'd be a perfect Christosaurus replacement. Here's the 3-0. It is low for ball 4. It is the 4th consecutive free pass of the inning. And that'll make it 6-0 Wright State Lake. And that is their first run since the top of the 2nd inning. And now the run rule forcing run steps into the batter's box when it's all said and done this inning. No action right now in the bullpen, as there really is no room to move. I don't think you could, if you wanted to here, put somebody up. Billman shortens it and finds the zone. So Jordan now going to work here. 2 for 3, a triple, a single, 3 RBIs. And he hits this one hard over towards short. Walter, he will throw to 1. It'll hop in. Patchett picks it, and the inning is over. So in a long-winded sense, it is the Owen Walter inning as he puts away all 3 runners, and the side is retired. But on an RBI walk, 1 run does score for the Lakers. Middle of 5 in Conotton Valley. It is 6-0, Wright State on top. Today's broadcast is brought to you by John G. Clough Consulting. Thank you to the Clough and Bohannon families for helping to make today's telecast possible. Bottom 5 at Conotton Valley High School, 6-0 your score. An RBI walk in the top of the inning gives the Lakers their first run since the top of the second inning. First pitch misses inside for a ball on Jackson Monard. It'll go Monard, Salgado, and Walters, 7, 8, and 9 this inning for the Golden Eagles. Monard, hard grounder over towards short. It sparks. And so far this inning, all 4 putouts have originated from the shortstop. If we see a full-on shortstop inning, who as well, Sparks had the final putout of the last inning, that would be incredible. So expanding the field a little bit more, the last 5 putouts combined today have originated from short. That doesn't happen. On one team, yes, it can happen. But combining it, it means they're all missing in the same exact spot. And it all means, with the exception of the lefties, they're just ahead of it. Which I think we'll see a lot of guys sitting back in the box for the next couple of innings. Raspberries 1-0, Salgado backs out. But at 63 pitches so far, if his cap were to be 100, he is still in line to get the complete game. But again, given that he has had a few complete games this season, I think you are going to let him finish out until he gives you a reason not to. And I don't think you're going to see any reason to take him out for a while unless KSU Tusk hits around. Even if they score 1 or 2, that's not a reason to pull him. I said it from the start. He is going to be the reason this team wins. And of course, again, the offense has been too. The 2-1 hard grounder through into right field, and this one is going to be a base knock. I think Wright State Lake, though, they wanted to do exactly what KSU Tusk did to them. That's the gamesmanship aspect of the game, but I love the aggressiveness. You get that out. Again, you're in a spot to go out here and simply just go and run through the rest of the game. That is a momentum-changing play. Or in Kurt Warner's lingo, a GCP. But Salgado able to get through and now stands at first base. But sometimes when you have a play like that, it is going to eventually come back around to you. And I think that one was clear and obvious as to why they tried it. Walter, a shot into shallow left field. And it is going to get down just past the shortstop. Salgado will stop at second. It'll be an E6. If he caught that, that would have been the 6th consecutive putout today by a shortstop. They're going to call it a hit. That's a tough one. I have to think about that one. My issue is, I get that it was a long play. The left fielder had a better vantage point, A. And B, it hit his glove. They're going to call it a single, so we are too. So Walter's 2 for 2, but that's a fringe call. And now Larson will foul this one off. But that's one that is it a hit? Is it an error? Does it matter? No. But for the purity of the game, I'm going to go with the board on this one. It's a hit. The 0-1, Larson fouls it back. But I also don't hate the effort for him to go out there and try to make that play. It's just one of those that it's a tough one. But it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. Raspberries 0-2. Larson again fouls it off. He just keeps hitting it at the same exact spot. And if he's not careful, he might be killing a cow. Needs a little bit more length to get there, but still could. Hopefully not. Again, the 0-2. Larson now a shot into right center field, more towards center. It is Musgrove. And there is out number 2 as Salgado will fake the run. But ladies and gentlemen, yes, it is possible to have an out recorded not by your shortstop. I know that is not a common saying today, but you know what? It happened 5 in a row. This inning, a total of 4 in a row. And now we go back to the regularly scheduled outs. And speaking of outs, Wright State Lake is 7 away from getting out of here with an upset in game number 1. And that would guarantee them at least a 500 season. So this one is big for them. A great thing for their program, of course, I'm sure helped out at least a little bit by the fact that the main campus has such a great campaign last year And for KSU Tusk, they will get a bump considering how good KSU proper is too. I don't know if these two teams, the main campuses, have played each other this year, but if they did, it's two really good programs. The 0-1 fouled. And Schofield, that one is off of him. But on both main campus teams, you have Sawyer Solitaria for Kent State along with Reese Ripken. Two really good players, and then one of the guys that I know. In fact, he lives across the street from me, Gus Gregory, the leadoff DH. A great hitter for Wright State, batted in the leadoff spot both times that they beat Vanderbilt last year. And, of course, another local guy up in Akron from Akron Ellet and Cam Allen. A really good pitcher for Forest, Ohio during the summer the last couple of seasons. Counts it at 0-2 on Schofield with 2 down. The Lakers need to get out of this inning right here. Their offense, they are hungry for more with 3, 4, and 5 due up. The 0-2 fouled away again by Schofield. If the inning were to expand beyond Schofield, it would be Wyatt Bohannon time. And again, we know his power. Still 2 strikes on Schofield. And a good block behind the plate by Heitkamp. You have to be patient. You have to be ready to go, though, at the same time. It's a double-edged sword. You don't want to give him anything out of the zone, but the umpire could call it on you at the same time. The 1-2, sharp grounder over towards first, picked up cleanly. It's a foot race, and it's going to be won by Bill to retire the side. A nice athletic play by the first baseman to get the Wright State Lakers out of the jam. To the 6th we go, 6-0 your score. Today's broadcast is brought to you by John G. Cloft Consulting. Thank you to the Cloft and Bohannon families for helping to make today's telecast possible. First pitch of ball from Billman as we return to the action at Conotton Valley High School. Top of the 6th inning, 6-0. Wright State Lake on top as we will now have some action in the bullpen. Bill, a good rip into deep right field, still carrying, and it is going to bounce off the wall. It'll be a long leadoff single for Kyle Bill. And that'll give the Lakers some action on the bases. And just like that, that'll turn over to Johnny Heitkamp, the catcher. But a 6-0 game as things stand. This is where, if you are Wright State, you take a lead and you don't look back. You're already up 6. Get the run rule potentially. Again, you're at the point where you're 1 win away from guaranteeing a 500 season. And that would be huge for them. It's huge for the USCAA game, and I'm sure they're really hoping they can get it done here, and they know they have the ability to. But first, a throwback not in time, and the dugout will let them know exactly that. In lesser or fewer words than that. Again, we don't have the FCC guides to say we can't say that word, but we're not going to. We could if we wanted to. Throwback to 1, not in time. And that one just says too easy, so that time a little less colorful. But both dugouts have been very vocal today, as you would expect for a collegiate game. Billman now gets the work. Bunt shown and pulled back. Bohannon thought about the throwback, but in the end does not. And as well, the wind just continues to pick up. I believe we're expecting maybe 20-mile-per-hour winds around the 5 o'clock hour, which of course directly coincides with the middle of game number 2. The 1-0 is there for a late strike call. Bohannon, his throw, got him. Stopped him in his tracks for a big out. That is what Bohannon brings to the table for KSU Tusk. I get the delayed steal there, but you know he has a great arm. And immediately he takes him right off the bases. And I'm sure his family watching on from Texas is very pleased with that one. The 1-1 bounces in for ball 2. But I'm sure that'll change the approach this inning for the Lakers. Not drastically, but still. You don't have that leadoff man on anymore. It's time to get creative. The 2-1 down the line, picked up by Maine on the line, and his throw is true. 2 up, 2 down. Of course, with some extra steps added on, but Braden Maine, an excellent coast-to-coast throw. For him to stay in fair territory and make that play, there was nowhere else for him to go backward. That is one of the longest throws a third baseman will have to make, but he made it perfectly. And there is a reason why he has been a captain over the past couple of seasons. He makes plays like that for his team. He picks up his guys. And Billman has a chance to get out of this inning. And the first pitch this time around is a ball. And of course right now, Billman just needs some run support. But it becomes a question of if he can keep his team in the game, all he needs is the offense, and he would have done just that. Hard grounder this time. It's going to get past him. Walter at short throws to 1, and it's a 1-2-3 inning with a few extra steps added on, but the side is retired. Exactly what KSU Tusk's defense needed to do there. When we return, it's the bottom of the 6th inning. Bohannon, Campbell, and Patchett 2 up for the Golden Eagles. Today's broadcast is brought to you by John G. Clough Consulting. Thank you to the Clough and Bohannon families for helping to make today's telecast possible. Speaking of the Bohannon family, here comes Wyatt Bohannon leading it off in the bottom of the 6th inning. Already one good play this frame, courtesy of a throwout at second base that helped aid a pseudo 1-2-3 defensive stand. And he immediately hits a laser over towards third, easily picked up, and there is out number 1. Mason had a nice scoop over at the hot corner. So 1 up, 1 down, as that'll bring up Caleb Campbell. Just depends on how you want to look at that first, or rather second hit. If it's a base hit or not, in my book it is. In that sense, he is 2 for 2 today. Otherwise 1 for 2. Of course, what happened, he reached first easily. Tried going for 2, got thrown out, and of course, it's a debate if you want to call it a base hit or not. I did because, again, the basic definition, he reached first safely, which he did. And then he was out. But he is down on the count 0-1 to Raspberry. And now 0-2. Again, just going back to the pitch count, he's at 79. And a great spot to go for his 4th complete game of the season. But there is some action in the bullpen. That could impact that. The 0-2, hard grounder over towards first. Bill will pick it up and says thank you very much. It's 2 up, 2 down. These last couple of innings have flown by pretty quickly. And now here comes Jeremy Patchett. Bases cleared, 2 down. The Golden Eagles just looking for some offense here. As of right now, 5 hits today. You're in a spot where you're looking at one of the best performances this year from Raspberry. And again, had a sub-3 ERA entering play today. Going forward, he is going to be a tough arm as he is only a sophomore. He is only going to get better from here. The 0-1 Patchett, a shot deep to left field, still going back. And it is a senior night home run for Jeremy Patchett. And that'll put the Golden Eagles on the board. I told him he had to hit a home run or he was disowned by me. He is no longer disowned. Make it 6-1. What a shot from Jeremy Patchett. For Jeremy this season, that'll be home run number 5 in his career, home run number 8 for the Golden Eagles. And I know his parents, who are both here today, very proud of him for that swing. Of course, very soon he is moving out to Nebraska, I believe, in around 2 weeks. So these are the moments that he is going to cherish from his college career as he moves on to the professional level. But that should not take away anything from Raspberry's performance on the mound. He has been stellar. The 0-1 misses inside. Once again, for those watching, game number 2 scheduled to begin around a half an hour after this one is done. The 1-1 misses inside for ball 2. I believe on the poster that I posted, I think I said 4:30, which right now, given that it is 3:33, we're not in a bad spot for that to be the case. Now 2-2 on Maine. But again, I said it earlier, the wind is blowing out towards left field. That is your best chance to go yard. And the 2-2 just misses. Full count now. As well, Raspberry is up to 87 pitches, so this could be his final one of the day, depending on what happens. The payoff pitch, a roper on a 1-hop over towards short. Sparks throws the 1, and the side is retired. If that's the last we see of Raspberry today, it was a great outing for him. 88 total pitches. We'll see if he stays on for the 7th shortly. But when we return for the Lakers, it's Jump, Musgrove, and Masonette, 2 up 6, 7, and 8 for Wright State. Welcome back to Conotton Valley High School. 6-1 your score, top of the 7th inning. It is Wright State Lake up by 5 as you are watching college baseball on SmeeSports. A beautiful afternoon for baseball here in Bowerston, Ohio. Billman's first pitch of the inning there for strike 1. The action in the pen has subsided. Now time is going to be called. And that is going to do it for Brenton Billman. And of course, depending on what happens in the tournament draw, this is most likely going to be his final appearance for KSU Tusk heading into the tournament. Again, who knows what happens there, but if this is it, it has been a pleasure to cover number 45. A great bit of work over the last 2 years, transferring in from Otterbein. And it's hugs all the way around to give him the guard of honor coming off the field for one final time at Conotton Valley High School. And he deserves all the credit coming out of here. It's all the emotions for Brenton Billman on senior day. And the rest of his pitchers will also greet him too. When we return, we'll have a new arm on the mound for KSU Tusk. But in the meantime, Brenton Billman just continues to go down the line. He's earned this moment a great 2 years here. Helped reshape the program from what it was in the past. Again, 11 players heading into his first season with the team. And now it has grown into something more, but the call to the bullpen has been made in Bowerston. De'Arian Checo is warmed up and ready to go in a positive spot to begin an 0-1 count. There will still be action in the bullpen for KSU Tusk, but that move really just a ceremonial last goodbye to Brenton Billman as he completes a storied career at KSU Tusk. And it's a great start for Checo. It's fair, and there is out number 1. An excuse me swing that time from Jack Jump. And Jeremy Patchett is able to get the putouts. So now here comes Liam Musgrove, the center fielder. A hit by a pitch, a walk, and a ground out for him today. But has reached 2 times, very good for that on-base percentage. And up by 5, you have enough insurance. It just depends on what this offense can get going. They are out hitting Wright State Lake. KSU Tusk does have 1 extra hit, maybe 2, just depending on how you want to score the game. It's impressive to see that they have had the better luck offensively with the swings, but again, it comes down to the free passes, and that is going to be the parting line going into game number 2. You cannot give away free passes. The 0-1 is skied off towards the right side. Patchett trying to track it down in foul territory, and he will with a slide. 2 up, 2 down, and 2 putouts for Jeremy Patchett. He has saved his impact for late. The home run at the bottom of the 6th inning, and then the first 2 putouts of the next inning. And with 2 down, that'll bring up Roberto Mason at the third baseman. 2 hard 90s and a fly out to left for him today. And that pitch will clock him. For the 3rd time today, he gets hit by a pitch. Maybe he has some kind of magic that it's attracting the ball, but either way, he has been a very, very popular man at first base. And that'll bring up, it looks like, a pinch hitter. And now looking at the roster, there's going to be Owen Hack, the freshman, getting a chance here. Could be a defensive change or just a strict pinch hit, just depending on how they want to operate this one in the bottom of the inning. So far, Checo, 4 pitches since coming on. And his 5th will hit him too. It's back-to-back hard 90s. That is the 7th hit by a pitch surrender today by KSU Tusk. 3 walks, so 10 free passes that way. And then, if you go and add on the error, 11 free passes given up. Once again, beyond that, if you need any more reason to see that's the difference today, then I don't know what to tell you. That is enough evidence for me. And when it's all said and done, even if KSU Tusk comes back and makes it close, the parting line is going to be, you limit the mistakes, you win this game. And that's all it is right now as things stand. And we go back to the top, of course, with Atkins. A double, a pair of walks, including one that drove in a run, and a fly out to center field thus far today. And looking ahead to the bottom of the inning, it's 7, 8, and 9, Monard, Salgado, and Walter. First pitch hits them. It's back-to-back-to-back hard 90s. I think that's the 8th today. Just to count them out again. Mason at the first time. Musgrove. Sparks, that's 3. 4, 5. Now I'm counting 7. So 1, 2, 3, 8. Yep, at the top, it's Atkins. So 8 hit by a pitches today, and Checo's day is done in 6 pitches. So again, we will have the call to the bullpen here in the top of the 7th inning. And when we return, the bases will be loaded for Braden Jordan. Look out when we return. as we come back to the broadcast, the stat of the day might be this. We have seen more hit by pitches than combined runs. 8 hard 90s, 7 runs, 6-1 your score, and it is now Johnny Lockhart on the mound. Checo lost it there at the end, got 2 outs quickly, and then the next 3 pitches, all doinks off the batter. And now it's Braden Jordan a chance here to already just continue a great day. He has 3 RBIs and 2 hits. What more could you ask for? And he will take strike 1. A good delivery, but again, it's just one of those that you look at the situation, you haven't seen a hittable pitch in a while. Wait until the new guy comes out there and gives you a reason to swing, which you just got one there. Lockhart's 0-1. Jordan a drive deep to left center field, and it is going to get caught. A nice job by Larson catching up to it in left to retire the side. And in the end, no damage is done in the top of the 7th inning. To the bottom of the inning we go. 5 runs to make up, 3 outs to play with. A big spot for the Golden Eagles when we return to Conotton Valley High School. It's Jackson Monard stepping in to lead things off in the bottom of the 7th inning. It is go time for the Golden Eagles, down 6-1 on senior day in game number 1 of the doubleheader. Of course, coming up, you still have one more game, but you got to win one of the 2 today. And the first pitch is there for a strike. On the mound, it is still going to be Levi Raspberry, which I think we all expected, but to see it is still very impressive. And a swing and a miss on the 0-1. A contact guy by trade. He has 2 strikeouts today, and we have not seen a strikeout since the 2nd inning. And he wants to change that here. His 0-2, swing and a miss, he will change it. 1 up, 1 down. And his 3rd punchy of the day. Once again, a contact guy who just trusts his defense. And that trust has been repaid time and time again. And now here comes Caleb Salgado. And I think as things stand, of course, a really prime candidate for player of the game, but we will make that call once this one is over. And Salgado will take a first pitch strike. But Raspberry just trying to make quick work of this KSU Tusk lineup. The 0-1, right down Broadway. He is cruising right now. Up to 93 pitches. And here comes number 94 for Levi Raspberry. And it's fouled away. And unfortunately, that will ruin the immaculate inning bid. But 5 strikes to start it. He got the first half of it done. And of course, that one does make it where he can't get it out of here in 9 and get nothing but in play. And from there, it makes sense. Grounder over towards short. It's going to be Sparks again. And there is out number 2. And just like that, here comes Owen Walter with 1 out remaining to play with in the 7th and in the ballgame. If Wright State Lake gets this win, they will confirm at least a 500 season, improving to 18-17. And of course, you love a good story at the USCAA level. Wright State Lake, yet another one of them. And here comes Zach Renke. I love it. Brings out the ephus for pitch number 96. We've talked about that kind of pitch a lot, but you know what? Zach Renke might give him the keys to the city for that pitch. And immediately responds with strike one. Looking ahead to game number 2. It'll be a do-or-die situation for KSU Tusk. And they are down to their final strike. Even more so to set these up, that was a perfect ephus from Levi Raspberry. 98 pitches today. Here comes number 99. And he gets the job done. It's strike 3 looking. He gets his 4th complete game of the year. And it's the Scuba Selly on the mound. 6-1 your final in game number 1. It is Wright State Lake getting the job done. 4 strikeouts for Levi Raspberry. He has earned every bit of this one. And once again, it'll be an at least 500 season for Wright State Lake. Now 18-17 on the year. Congratulations to those guys. They earned that one today. Your player of the game presented by SmeeSports. It has to go to Levi Raspberry. 4 strikeouts today. And when push came to shove, he settled things down for the defense. And he made it where the offense, their early efforts was all it took to get the job done. And that was the parting line. 4th complete game of the year. That'll help out the old ERA as well. And once again, he was such a fun player to watch on the mound as well. 4-1 on the campaign. But that'll do it for us in game number 1. 6-1 your final. We will be back on the air here in a few moments getting ready for game number 2. That game scheduled for around a half an hour from now. But for Nathan Smee, I am saying so long from Conotton Valley High School for now, as you are watching and you have been watching college baseball and SmeeSports. And once again, a special word of thanks goes out to the Clough family and John G. Clough Consulting for making our telecast possible. Make sure you do not go anywhere. Game link number 2 will be live in a few minutes.